Quite a few UFC fighters have created their own fight promotions after their careers ended. Jorge Masvidal and Khabib Nurmagomedov are just a couple of those who followed that route. Now, active lightweight fighter Dan Hooker is also making moves in the industry, but in a different manner. The Hangman appears to have revived the idea of Kimbo Slice's backyard fighting event. The legendary Kimbo Slice's backyard brawls were famous among fight fans during the 2000s. And he leveraged that fame to get into mixed martial arts. He even helped pave the way for Jorge Masvidal in MMA, as he also competed in those backyard events. Now, Dan Hooker has started something similar in New Zealand, called the King of the Streets. And guess what? Fans love it already. The Hangman shared a video clip from one of the fights of his first event, where one fighter got knocked out. The person in question lost within seconds of the fight commencing after his opponent stuffed him pretty good with a barrage of strikes that wobbled him and a final blow that made him plant his face on the ground. Fortunately, the fight took place on a grassy floor, so the knocked-out fighter didn't suffer any severe injuries. Meanwhile, the fans loved every bit of what they saw in that brief video clip from Dan Hooker. A bunch of them shared their take on the UFC lightweight star's new venture, and guess what? It also gave them a feeling of nostalgia. Here's what they had to say. Just like we said, if there's anything related to street fights and backyard brawls, there's always one name that comes to the minds of the UFC fans. Kimbo feels, said one fan, indicating that he got retro vibes while watching Dan Hooker's video clip from the street fights. The excitement surrounding the King of the Streets event has gone up so high that the fans are now asking for a way to witness the action. On that note, one fan wondered, where's the live stream link? Well, fans may not need to worry, because if the event gains traction, the Hangman could be streaming them live via the many available platforms on the internet. Coming back to the knockout in question, some of the fans were surprised that the fighter who earned the finish looked like he knew how to throw down. Moreover, the fighter who earned the KO seemed like he knew what he was doing, and his moves earned the praise of the fight community. A couple of fans wrote, "I thought there was no pros in this," and, "that guy definitely has some sort of boxing training." Those were crispy, in that regard. Another fan was convinced that the fighter was a trained boxer, as another Instagram supported that claim and even shared some praise for the way the fighter shut down his opponent with great hands in a pretty quick fashion. That first jab was insane. Well, Dan Hooker's event wasn't immune from getting scrutinized, as it drew some attention from law enforcement authorities, as it is connected to a social media influencer who has connections to a gambling website. The police talked about it publicly, claiming that they were aware of it and are currently evaluating the situation, as it's against legislation. But despite the legality surrounding the situation, one fan appeared to have attended the event and claimed that it was a wicked event. Everyone showed mad respect. So yearly we see another. Will we see another event from Dan Hooker's King of the Streets? Well, it remains to be seen. But in the meantime, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below.